Hello again everyone and welcome back. This is ML Reads with part B of chapter 3 for the Elementalists Book 1 by Pixelberry Studios Choices app. Now, if you would like to watch this series from the very beginning, I will link that main playlist in the description. Otherwise, we will jump back into chapter 3, Spellbound. Continue playing. Okay, so Eli and her friends are at this Mysterium, and now Griffin wants to go to the falls. He wants to go for a hike to see a waterfall. Shreya wants to go get a massage at a mineral spring or like a re-sculpting thing. Zephyr wants to stay at the Mysterium, and that is the regular choice. As you can see out of the premium choices, so going with Griffin to see the falls or going to Shreya to the mineral springs, I have chosen to go for a massage because in real life, out of a hike and a massage, I will definitely go for the more relaxing one. Shreya: excellent, I'll call ahead and book our appointment. Eli: sounds good. But did you say literally glowing? Shreya doesn't hear you, already talking into her compact mirror. You shrug at Zeph and Griffin and wave goodbye as you follow Shreya outside. After checking into your appointment, you and Shreya are shown to a private room complete with massage tables, sauna and a jacuzzi tub. Shreya: do you smell that lavender? I feel relaxed already. It's been weeks since my last treatment. Eli: this place sure is something. You notice a bouquet of flowers with a soft purple glow, and a strange mechanism in the corner of the room warbles out a tune that makes you feel instantly relaxed. Shreya: so, have you decided on your treatment yet? I'm torn between a radiance infusion and a strand tarping. There's a menu over there if you want to look it over. She gestures to a booklet near one of the massage tables and you head over to read it. Eli: whoa, some of this stuff sounds crazy. Cheek resculpt? Tongue shrinking? Why does anyone need a tongue shrinking? Shreya: everyone has something they don't like about themselves, Eli. Eli: really? And then the choices are, I like myself just fine, or what don't you like about yourself? And so, okay, I think in the game, if you choose to romance girls, you can have more flirty options with Shreya here as well. But since I've chosen to only romance men, then, or boys, then I don't get that choice. So anyway, carrying on. I like myself just fine. Shreya: I'm on the same page as you. I mean, just look at me. Shreya: but it's also fun to just do something nice for yourself every once in a while. You don't have to go full bone realignment. Whoa. She taps her finger to her chin thoughtfully. Shreya: I think I'll go radiance infusion. Hopefully they don't mess it up. Last time they mixed the wrong shades and I had a sickly green glow for days. You turn your attention to the list of treatments in front of you and read them aloud. Eli: let's see, they've got subtle lengthening, a soothing massage that will leave you feeling refreshed, relaxed, and at least 3 inches taller. Shreya: I've done that before. You do shrink back to your original height eventually, but it is incredibly relaxing. Eli: oh, here's yours, radiance infusion. We leach the toxins and replace them with a warming inner glow that radiates outward. Shreya: no actual leech is used, thank goodness. The glow only lasts for about a week, but it's totally worth it. Eli: pedal sanding. A light buffing of the feet for added grace and smoothness. Excellent for the traditionally clumsy, pedicure included. Shreya: a classic. It makes you totally unable to trip, which comes very much in handy when you're constantly dodging the tabloids. Eli: I'll do the... okay, so subtle lengthening, radiance infusion, or pedal sanding. They all sound kind of strange and interesting. Pedal sanding is probably what I would get in real life because I'm super clumsy. Radiance infusion, I don't know, sounds kind of glowy. So I'll do the subtle lengthening because it sounds like a massage and that's what I want in real life, like right now. You put the treatment menu down and look over to see Shreya has stripped down to her underwear. Eli: Shreya: what? You can't get a spa treatment fully clothed. Eli: I guess you've got a point. You quickly disrobe and wrap yourself in a towel before lying down on one of the massage beds. Shreya, now relax and let the technicians do their magic. No pun intended. You lie face down on the table as a woman begins to knead and massage your back and limbs. Oh, that sounds good. Eli, oh, this feels amazing. I wish. As she works, you feel a pleasant, warm, tingling sensation spread down your arms and legs. After an hour or so of pampering, the technicians leave you and Shreya alone once more. Shreya swings her legs over the edge of the table and grins at you. She glows softly in the dim room. Shreya, much better. Eli, I'm so glad you brought me here. What do you think? You both stand and Shreya appraises you. She steps up close and tilts her head back to smile up at you. Shreya, definitely taller, all right. How's the air up there? Eli, oh please, it's only a couple of inches. Shreya, are you ready for the pièce de résistance? You follow her to a large tub on the other side of the room where she starts fiddling with some taps set into the wall. Shreya, I love coming here because their after-treatment tubs have the widest range of options I've ever seen. In no other place could I take a rose water and scrag salt bath with a lemon curd vapor and steam melt, not even in Prague. Eli, okay, of all of that, I understood the words rose water and Prague. Shreya, don't worry, Eli, you're in good hands. Let the master work. From one tap pours a rose-coloured water, while from another tumbles rocks the size and reflectiveness of diamonds. A third faucet issues a liquid that is somehow as airy as smoke and also incredibly viscous. To top it all off, Shreya twists the final knob and a sweet, tart scent fills the room as a yellow fog rolls over the tub and settles there. Oh, that sounds so cool. Shreya, et voilà, my greatest concoction. Come, give it a try. Shreya slips into the tub with no hesitation, and you follow a bit more slowly, dipping in one foot and then the other. You finally settle in across from her. Eli, I feel serene, actually. Shreya, that's the lemon curd vapor at work. It allows you to fully relax while the scrag salt harshens the water to open your pores and the steam melt saps them. You'll come out of this bath with skin so smooth you could ice skate on it. Eli, not that anyone would or should ever do that. What's the rose water for? Shreya, it's pink and it smells nice. Shreya rests her head back, her wavy hair framing her face in an undulating halo. Shreya, I pitched it to my parents once. You know, make large batches, bottle it as bath soaps and taps for our line of health and beauty products. But they didn't go for it. Eli, really? Why not? She shrugs, eyes still trained on the ceiling. Shreya, they thought it was me being silly. Shreya, quit playing with that makeup. Learn the numbers first, make a real presentation first, blah blah. The sad thing was, I did. I ran the numbers and we would have turned a profit. Eli, Shreya, I'm sure your parents, and the options are will listen if you try again or know what's best. I'm going to say, Shreya, I'm sure your parents will listen if you try again. It sounds like a great business opportunity. They'd be crazy to pass it up. Shreya, I appreciate the vote of confidence, Eli. You're sweet. I just don't understand how they expect me to take over the family business if they never let me do things my way. Not that I want to run the company necessarily. Eli, it sounds like you at least have some ideas for what you would do if you did take over. Despite herself, her eyes sparkle as a broad grin spreads across her face. Shreya, I'd start with a total redesign of the logo and brand. Brand recognition is important, of course, but the original logo is so drab. We'd need something fresher, younger, more hip and sexy. Then we'd expand the beauty line. Once revenues were up from that commercial success, we'd refocus on the arcane technologies department. Eli, okay, so you've given this a lot of thought. She waves her hand nonchalantly. Her smile wanes and returns to her usual poised expression. Shreya, I just have a knack for it, that's all. But I wouldn't want to limit myself to a stuffy office job. Eli, what do you want to do? Shreya, oh, I don't know. Eat fine cuisine across the world, create my own shoe line, find someone special to share it with, that sort of thing. Eli, Shreya, you could find them at Penderghast, or there's plenty of time for that. Shreya, there's plenty of time for that. We're just starting college. We don't have to have our whole lives figured out yet. Shreya, oh, I know. The best things in life take you completely by surprise. Still, it's fun to think about what you're going to do in the future. Yeah, it is. Eli, dreams are great, don't get me wrong, but don't get too caught up in them. Shreya. Yes, live in the moment and all that. The clock on the wall lets out a low-toned whistle. Eli, oh, what? Shreya, that's just the sound of our hour being up. Time to leave heaven behind and head back into reality. Eli, thanks for bringing me along. I wish we could stay longer. Essentially oiled, you spent the day with Shreya at the Resculpt Spa. Shreya, next time we'll make a whole day of it. Deal? Eli, deal. The two of you get dressed before heading out into Penn Square and back to campus. You return to campus and a short while later duck into your first class, Spellwork 1A with Professor England. You slide into the first open seat you see, only to realise it's right next to Beckett's. Beckett, oh, it's you again. The sun at. How impressive. Eli, what's your problem? And how did you know I was a sun at? Beckett, I have my sources. It's amazing what you can learn from the professors during their free hours. You should have stopped at the first sentence. Beckett, you don't look very impressive to me. Eli, oh please, don't act like you haven't been practically stalking me since I got here, sending that follower thing after me. Beckett, oh what? I certainly wouldn't. Professor England, excuse me, I'm trying to start a class here. You realise that your hushed exchange has escalated to near shouts. You press your lips tightly together as Professor England begins his lecture. Professor England, in this class, you'll learn to perform basic spells based on the 8 practical elements: fire, water, air, earth, metal, wood, sun, and moon. And in the background, actually, you can see the symbols for those elements. Professor England, can anyone tell me where our ability to perform magic stems from? How about our latecomer, Ms. Russell, Eli. Our ability to perform magic is innate, is learned, is hereditary. Our ability to perform magic is innate. It's something we were born with. Professor England, wonderful, perfectly worded. Very nice, Eli. Each of you was born with these abilities, though of course the capacity for magic can differ from person to person. Beckett gives you a cutting look from the side of his vision as Professor England continues speaking. Beckett, and he side-eyes you. Professor England, simply put, every person in this room has the ability to perform most spells. However, the level of difficulty each attuned can handle may differ. Now, let's not waste any more time. We'll start today by learning a simple spell, conjuring fire and bending it to our will. Eli, yes, I get to learn some magic. Beckett, keep it down, would you? Professor England rolls up his sleeves and shakes out his arms with a flourish. He closes his eyes and brings his palms together. Professor England, the first step, as always, is to focus. A lack of focus is the number one cause of spells going awry. For the creation of fire, you'll need to imagine a light or heat source and some kindling. It's important to start with a strong, simple base. There's a reason we build up to more complex ideas, mainly to... Beckett, to conserve magic and energy by using smaller pieces to achieve the same end. It's the building block method. We were taught it as children. Professor England, love the enthusiasm, but I'm gonna need a hand next time, Mr. Harrington. That's correct. Now, once we've focused and built our magical foundation, he snaps his fingers and flames ignite from the tips of both hands. Professor England, conjuring fire is a snap. Eli, whoa. Professor England, from there, controlling the flame is just a matter of controlling your breathing. I'll be coming around to check on you. Feel free to help each other, but remember, using offensive magic on another student is strictly prohibited. Tutorial. It's time to practice your first spell. Performing a spell properly will unlock it for later use and add it to your spellbook. There's more than one way to perform a spell. Try using the hints Professor England gave. Complete your spellbook to become top of the class and unlock a special bonus at the end of the story. Eli. Okay, step 1 is to focus. I should, and then the options are stretch or close my eyes, and I'm going to close my eyes. You let your eyes drift shut and focus on finding the magic inside of you. Eli, I think I feel something. After a few moments, you start to feel something welling inside of you, a tingling warmth spreading out from your belly. Eli, I can't believe this is working. Next, I'm supposed to start the fire. Something about building blocks. After you relax, a variety of colours begin to swirl through the blackness. To conjure fire, I'll start with, so there's fire, water, and wood. Now, because it's building blocks, we are going to we'll start with wood. Eli, this feels right. You latch onto the streak of bark-coloured brown, drawing it toward you, letting it overwhelm you. Next I'll add, and then you've got earth, sun, and fire. So I think fire is a correct option, but because we're sun attuned and Professor England said heat or warmth, then we'll go with sun. A bright yellow beam stands out in the darkness, brighter than any of the other colours, and you draw it towards you, watching the two colours entangle themselves. Eli, this feels right. You take a deep breath, open your eyes, and snap! Eli, yes! In your hand is a flame so bright you have to shield your eyes from it. Several people nearby turn to look in your direction. Even Beckett seems caught off guard. Beckett, right, well, I suppose that would be easy for you with your attunement and all. Eli, can you please leave me alone? I'm trying to concentrate. Beckett, clearly. He turns away, his flame floating lazily around the air above his head. Eli, okay, deep breath. You're almost done. One thing left to do. Professor England arrives at your table and watches Beckett perform his spell flawlessly. Afterward, he and Beckett both turn to watch you. Professor England, it looks like you're almost there. You just need to bend the flame to your will. I'll do that with fire, metal, or air. So we'll go with air. You close your eyes again, plucking out a shimmery thread of silver. You draw its energy in like drawing in a deep breath. You open your eyes and exhale, watching the flame leave your hand and shoot across the room in a delicate arc. Eli, whoa! On instinct, you give a little whistle and the flame turns and floats gently back to the palm of your outstretched hand. Professor England, very nice job, Eli. Quite masterful. Eli, thank you. Professor England, now Eli, with all your marks combined. A perfect score. Absolutely superb. You really are quite a rare talent. I look forward to seeing what you can do over the course of the year. Spell learned! You can now use the flame spell. And this is our spell book. As you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I counted them manually. 10 spells that we can learn over the course of this game, and I am looking forward to getting them all. Tutorial. You've unlocked the flame spell. Unlocking spells will help you survive your first year at Penderghast. Eli, I actually did it! I can't believe this! Beckett, yes, congratulations. You managed a spell for babies. You really are quite the attuned. You turn your back to him, shoulders tense. The flame in your hand flickers as you try to relax. Beckett, uh-oh, looks like your flame's dwindling. Better focus up. It's harder to keep control when you're distracted. You squeeze your eyes shut, trying to block him out. Beckett, you know, I thought I'd be more impressed when I met my first sonat. Maybe Professor Kotos got it wrong. Eli, why don't you shut up? You turn sharply toward him, intending to give Beckett a piece of your mind. But as you do, your flame shoots out of your hand and races straight toward him. Eli, no, wait! Beckett, hey! He holds up his hand before the fireball makes contact and, with a wave, sends it back in your direction. Eli, ah! You dive out of the way and turn to watch it sail past you, right toward Professor England. Beckett, wait, Professor England ducks just in the nick of time, and the fireball soars right over his head, crashing into the wall behind him. He straightens up and waves a hand at the smouldering wall, putting the flames out instantly. Professor England, well, that's definitely one way to start off the year. Eli, I'm so sorry, Professor. It's all my fault or his fault? We could blame Beckett, but we couldn't be nice and we're going to say, it's all my fault. But I didn't mean to throw it at him. I just lost control of it, I guess. Beckett's eyes widen in shock, but then he comes back to himself, his brow furrowing. Beckett, well, of course it's her fault. Eli, come on, Beckett. You've totally got this weird vendetta against me, sending that creepy follower to attack me and everything. Beckett, I have no clue what you're rambling on about. I swear, Professor England, I know every rule of the school forward and backward, and I would never break. Professor England, but unfortunately, Mr. Harrington, you did. Oh no. Beckett's cheeks turn pink, and you avert your eyes to keep from laughing. Professor England, at this point, it's out of my hands. You'll both have to go to see Dean Goff. Murmuring breaks out all around, and you feel a heavy weight in the pit of your stomach. Beckett, but sir, I didn't. You can't. Professor England, it's no longer up to me. You'll see the Dean tomorrow morning before class. She may go easy on you, but attacking another student is grounds for expulsion. And Dean Goff isn't particularly well known for being a forgiving woman. Oh no! Chapter 3 complete. Okay. All right, that concludes Chapter 3 of The Elementalists. I really hope that you are all enjoying this so far. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm having an absolute blast. And so initially when I was recording this series, it was for my little sister. She's not that little, she's only a couple of years younger than me. But yeah, initially this was mainly for her and for anyone else who wanted to follow along. But turns out now my mum has found this channel and she's also watching. So yeah, anyway, I hope everyone's enjoying it. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you again for watching, and yeah, see you next time. Bye!